Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, there's a little bit of a stir going on Instagram because of Brooke Schofield, aka, tanamongeau's sidekick. Did I say Instagram or TikTok? Who cares? A conversation is being had right now on what LA does to the people who live there. Or, more specifically, I suppose, this type of person who comes to LA to try to become a star. And then there's also the conversation of feminism, choice feminism, plastic surgery, body image. So we just get to it. So Brooke Schofield, aka, tanamongeau's assistant on the Cancelled podcast, had something that's shorthand known as bleph surgery, which is where if you have hooded eyes, they take away, they cut off your eyelids. Yeah, I know. They take away the extra skin. So then you don't have hooded eyelids anymore. I think Renee Zellweger had it. But she's also an older lady because hooded eyelids can impact vision much later on in life. So should we just go through some of her TikToks and react a little bit? Because I have thoughts.
I'm cutting my eyelids off tomorrow. I've always had hooded eyes, never bad hooded eyes, not that there are bad hooded eyes, but it's never affected my vision. It's never really bothered me that much until more recently. It really started to bother me when I realized I couldn't do my makeup the same.
That is a reason for getting scalpels near your eyes, isn't it? Can't do my makeup the same. Never mind that, because I thought I had hooded eyes, but I don't think I do actually. I don't know. But do you know how many YouTube videos there are about how to do your eye makeup if you have hooded eyes? That sure is. It's funny because there's a lot of but look, I'm not someone that's completely adverse to plastic surgery. Clearly, I've had a little bit of injections here and there myself, right? But it's funny because the little Brooke defenders, God, she could say the sky is blue and I'd be like, how dare you? It's clearly red. Her little Brooke defenders, right, have you saying oh, but hooded eyes cause vision issues and blah 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 blah, and it's but she didn't get it for that. She just got it so she could draw eyeliner a bit better, which is it's quite funny, isn't it? It's crazy that a doctor is yeah, do you know what? Sure, why not?
I love wearing makeup. I love doing my makeup. I've always been so excited by it, and now I dread it because I can't wear eyeliner. You can't see my eyeshadow, and it just doesn't look how I want it to look.
Darling, you can do eyeliner. I've seen people do eyeliner anyway.
So I'm fixing it and I'm so excited. And please don't comment that I don't need it because I don't need it. I want it. And better this than me pretending it didn't happen.
What a pick me to be I'm not like the other girls because I'm going to be open and honest. That is a position where damned if she does, damned if she doesn't, to be honest. Because if she didn't say, people would complain. But it's a little bit pick me to be I'm not like the other girls because I'm not going to hide my blah blah blah. I feel like she just breathes and it's a bit annoying. I'm so mean. But I'm honest about being mean. I'm open and honest. I don't pretend. I don't masquerade to be a nice girl like she does. I'm open and honest about being a bit of a dick.
Okay, I don't know if you can see my eyelid. I just have all this extra skin here that covers my eyelid. I don't have a lot of eyelid space and I love that look. Obviously I want to be able to wear winged eyeliner and eyeshadow, and it frustrates me and I can't, and I want to.
Do what you want. She did do what she wants ultimately, but come on dude, don't pretend that's a huge problem because it's not. People are dying, Kim. If she doesn't ever wear any winged eyeliner after this, Brooke, I'm going to be fuming. I want to be seeing the craziest winged eyeliner from you from now on.
I'm going to document the process. So this is what they look like before. Essentially, I'm just going to get rid of this little bit of skin that covers my eyelids. So it should look more similar to that.
With peace and love, you need to get real problems.
Even question, not even trying to be mean, but do you guys want people to be honest or not? Because it feels like you don't. Remember we're talking about Madison Beer or Kylie Jenner or something, people are if she would just be honest about it, we wouldn't care, but she lies. And I'm honestly, I regret not lying sometimes because it's people are just so rude regardless.
I think it's because lots of people just don't really like you. Sorry, I said the small part out loud. I think it's a bit more. I also think maybe reading the room comes into it a little bit. Your reality TV show of a country is on fire right now. Didn't your economy crash just recently? Didn't like Trump do a tariff thing and then everything went to shit? So it's kind of a little bit, I think people are just sick of, I think they just don't want to know. They don't really want to, they're not interested in hearing that someone's going to like, you know, spend like several £1,000s or getting like a little bit of eyelid skin removed or whatever. I think people are tired of that. And do you know what? Then by all means, just lie and keep quiet and pretend. Like this one influencer I follow, she's definitely had her lips done, but lied about it.
Every single thing that I've ever had done to myself, whether it's Botox, filler, like skin treatments, a boob job, anything, I have always shared it with the internet, and that's like my personal preference. But I also like completely understand why somebody wouldn't, because you're still gonna get hate.
I think also she maybe forgets that she is kind of quite a contentious figure to a lot of people, because she blew up really well. She rode tanamongeau's coattails to a cushy job. Like, let's not beat around the bush here. She wouldn't be a popular influencer had she not hanged on to tanamongeau for dear life. She's not me, just really going for it. She's not got enough of the engaging personality herself to get far by herself, right? And then she had her moment of blowing up and going viral, and then it quickly came crashing down when people found her old tweets and whatnot. In the eyes of a lot of people, you're still a very contentious figure. So honestly, like if you breathe wrong, people are going to jump down your throats. I don't think that's the case for like other people, or they have like less serious cancellations. But I genuinely think like Brooke's biggest problem is she can't accept that some people are just not going to like her, and that's how it is. Like, she's digging herself a hole by replying back to comments to further justify herself. Because she'll say in a minute, because I watched a few of these TikToks obviously to prepare, she'll say in a minute how like, you know, she doesn't care what other people think, but it's like, but you're the one kind of crashing out on TikTok, making several TikToks about how much you don't care about what people think. I just wouldn't, if I was her, I just wouldn't respond at all. Because if you let people see that it's getting to you, people are just going to like attack her. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's not really, I think, cut out for like this kind of this social media being a job. I don't think she's cut out for it, because she's too, is it insecurity or is it being self-absorbed? Who knows?
But just let me remind you that the purpose of being transparent is so that people don't think it's attainable naturally, okay? Like, my eyelids don't naturally look like this, my boobs don't naturally look like this. That's being a good influence versus letting people look up to you and think like, oh my God, this girl was born this way and I wasn't. And call it a bad influence all you want, okay? But me having big boobs or, you know, smaller eyelids should not ruin anybody's day except for maybe like my ex-boyfriend.
It's the way she acts as well, the way she comes across that really rubs people up the wrong way, because she is like incredibly patronizing. And it's kind of like, what are you patronizing for? What's your IQ? I want to find out. Tell me your IQ, babe. Why are you so patronizing? Like, let's back it up if you're going to be condescending.
Now, personally, I don't think somebody getting filler or Botox or a boob job means they hate themselves, okay? But just in case it does, I want to go on record and say something I know we're not supposed to say on the internet. I love how I look. I love how I look. I'm not doing anything because I hate myself. I do not hate myself. I love myself. I loved myself last year and I love myself this year. This year I have bigger tits.
I actually do think she loves herself. I think she loves herself because I think she is an incredibly self-absorbed person. If you've watched more than a few episodes of the Cancel podcast, my God, she loves the sound of her own voice, and she never has anything interesting or of substance to say. She might have like a few funny one-liners here and there, you know, one out of like every 100 or whatever, but she will interrupt a more interesting topic to then interject about, I think, on one of the earlier episodes, tanamongeau was like, oh yeah, I'm getting a book deal. And then she turned around and went, I read books. Like, how is that? That's not fucking interesting. I want to hear about the book deal, not you allegedly being able to read. Leah Michelle or whatever her name is. I think she's so self-absorbed. She stares at herself all of the time and gets all of these tweaks in sort of the path of being a narcissist. Jump scare warning for the next one, okay? Because it's post her surgery.
This is my day 1 blepharoplasty update, okay? I got it yesterday morning. This is technically like the second day. But
Do you know what? Couldn't be me. Can't deal with stuff near my, like, the eye stuff. Yikes. Couldn't be me. Imagine the scalpels being that close to your eyeball.
But this is what it looks like. It honestly looks really scary. It's like black and blue. I still have my stitches in. but zero pain. They prescribed like a true pain medication. I didn't even bother picking it up. I just have been taking Tylenol, and I tried to sleep elevated last night, which is like nearly impossible.
tanamongeau commented, yes, cut crease.
But so far I am so happy. I know most of you probably won't be able to see the vision yet, but just the difference between now and then, like I've never been able to see that much eyelid, and I love it.
One of the comments is like, everyone wants transparency and then you give it and then they bash you for it. It's probably different people. Like some people being like, being transparent. The other people being like, don't be transparent. I don't want to, like, stop it. You know, the internet is a big place. There are billions of us after all. Though when we talk about influencers and influencers influencing, I do think anyone being influenced by Brooke Schofield is probably a lost cause to begin with. Sorry, I do think that. We're not exactly going to be having any scientists being influenced by, you know, these influencers. And I'm a big fan of autonomy, personal liberty. I read Immanuel Kant. I'm big on autonomy. She can do what she likes. There are people talking about, you know, girls get plastic surgery for the male gaze, and I'll say two things. One, I don't think that's true. I think it factors into it for some people, but I don't think it's ubiquitous. However, she is such a pick-me. I just know that some weirdo loser man probably made a comment about like her eyelids once, and then that's why she's doing. I just know that in my heart of hearts. I know that. Got to appease all those loser men, am I right? But I can speak, so from my own experience, I will tell you that obviously I've got nothing going on now because look how much I can move. But when I've had Botox and when I've had a bit of filler, I've had a little bit of it in my cheeks. So I've always had quite big cheeks, but you know, like I just aged a little bit because I am older than these people. But I will tell you, it wasn't for any man or the male gaze that I got Botox. Genuinely. I got Botox because of this right now. Me editing my own videos is what led me to be getting Botox. YouTube, I mean, I had body dysmorphia before YouTube, but it 100% exacerbates it when you are sitting there for hours at a time just staring at yourself. Like, you know how people started that? I think over COVID there was actually an uptick in people getting a bit of filler and Botox because people were just staring at themselves on Zoom online in meetings at work. And I think that effect of how we shouldn't see so much of our own faces, and yet here we are, and you know, we can filter our phone cameras to blur out things and whatever. I think that's a bit more to do with it than like the abstract male gaze. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it did not factor into me getting Botox. I did not get filler for my boyfriend. In fact, when I got cheek filler, I came back to our flat and he looked at me and he was like, "Oh no, your face looks different. What are you doing?" I was like, "Shut up." He was like, "I support you, but what are you doing?" I was like, "Leave me alone." Doesn't factor into it. If I was single, wouldn't factor into it. It's having to look at myself. That's why I get editors though. So yeah, maybe my forehead looks a bit wrinkled now because I've not got Botox. It might not, but you know what? I'm not going to be able to fucking see it, which is great because I use an editor. I can't do this job unless... When I do have to edit my own videos, my fingers are itching to text my dentist to be like, just numb my whole face, just stop it. And the thing about the whole male gaze thing, because I feel like, yes, of course, there will be so many women like her who are doing things for the male gaze, but there's plenty of people who get plastic surgery and they are getting it for themselves because we live in a time of having to look at ourselves way more than is actually natural. Though I will say I do think my lip filler balances out my features more because I had smaller lips before, but I've got kind of like big features, like bigger nose, eyebrows, whatever, so I feel like it just balances my face more. I guess I feel like it's because I've seen a lot of people say it, so I kind of feel like it's a little bit of a parroted talking point. Yes, men tend to not do as much, but the thing is, if it was just about the male gaze, then why is it I know a few men in the media industry, let's say, who get things done, whether it's a little bit of Botox or a little bit of filler or, you know, crowns, perfectly good enamel shaved down, because they are very self-conscious, because they're not doing that for the male gaze. Most of them are straight. I know of people who don't want to particularly do YouTube anymore, men, because they also can't deal with like the editing and having to look at themselves and like hating the way they look. I think that having this as a profession, like even if you're really like quite sound of mind, just like warps you after a while. It's totally warped me. I feel like it's not just one thing. For her though, I reckon it is. A bloke probably said something once, so I've got to change that. But for me, it doesn't fact. I mean, my audience is like mostly female. So who am I doing that for? I'm doing it for myself because I've stared at myself unnaturally for far too many hours doing this stupid profession. To be honest, if I'd never got into YouTube in the first place, I would have ended up getting Botox anyway because I am quite vain. So it is mad. It honestly is a little bit mad.
If you're squeamish, maybe scroll, but I want to show you up close what it looks like. I'm so happy I did it. I feel like it's gonna look really good and natural once it's healed. Obviously this looks so insane, but same thing happened with my boobs. They were so extreme in the beginning that I like had a real heart attack, and now I love them. So I feel like I'm gonna love this too.
Oh dear.
You guys, I love you all so much, and I truly do appreciate the concern. However, why are we acting like I just set women back like 200 years? You guys, upper breath is like the most common procedure ever.
Again, just chill because like someone said super common. Yeah, maybe in LA, not in the normal world. If you're going to do these things, the issue with Brooke is she doesn't have a spine. If you're going to do these things, that's going to get people talking, and she probably got paid like quite a decent amount because those videos have millions of views. So she's got some decent money from that. If you're going to do things that get people talking, you have to learn when to say like enough's enough and then just like move on from it. Why can't you take like a few chapters out of tanamongeau's book because she's got it down pat? Like she understands how to do it. Just like, do your bit, then move on. Stop going, because all you're doing is showing people that clearly you're feeling attacked or whatever. And on the internet, if you feel attacked and then you show people that you're feeling a bit vulnerable, it is like blood in the water. And sharks. I mean, sharks and blood in the water. It's not just random blood in the water. Like, oh, why is that water red?
It's honestly my fault because I posted the video with my stitches, and obviously you guys can see it looks pretty crazy. But when I tell you this entire thing heals within like a week and you look completely back to normal, I mean it. That's why you don't hear about it that often, because people don't really talk about getting it done because they don't have to.
Oh my god, what a conspiracy theory.
And I'm not saying that like, oh my god, it's so normal. Like, of course it's not normal. It's not normal to just like go out and get plastic surgery. However, I've wanted to do this for years, okay? I've talked about wanting to do this for years. I want to be able to wear makeup more easily, okay? It is really that simple. To you, it might seem completely ridiculous, but to me, it doesn't. I want to be able to do my makeup however I want and have an easy time doing it. And if I could do something that takes literally 30 minutes to make my life easier for the rest of my life, I'm going to do it.
Silly. Her money, her body, her choice is a little bit silly though. You have to accept that some people are just going to find it a little bit silly or not be able to relate to you because they've got normal problems like not being able to pay their fucking bills this month. Do you know what I mean? You have to understand that and then just like let it go. People are going to have their backs up. Plastic surgery itself is quite a contentious issue. That's just how it is. I was just talking about like filler and Botox. Do you think if I inevitably get comments on this video about like, how can you get Botox, like blah, blah, blah. Botox is literally a toxin. So it literally is like toxic, a toxic culture thing. But do you think for a second, I'm going to be in my comment section, like fighting for my life, replying back to everyone who's a naysayer, being like, no, you don't understand. No, because I don't give a fuck. They can have their opinion of, if they think I'm mutilating my face by getting my filler once every 2 years at this point or what. People can have their opinion. I have mine. That's how I don't care. Move on. Whatever. I've got better things to do, like trying to pay my bills this month.
My bad, honestly, for thinking that people might want to know what the process is like. But can you please calm down? Like, you're giving me an aneurysm.
My bad. This is also why people get their backs up about you, because you're just annoying. That's the nicest way of putting it.
Truly, like, when you really look at this, do you honestly not see what I'm talking about? Or are you choosing to think I'm just ridiculous? My eyelids were heavy. No space for anything. Leave me alone.
You're not going to win people over with that. Like, you have a face, dude. Like, what can I say? Who cares? Like, the people that you're arguing with are trying to pay their rent this month. You're not going to win by being like, look at this picture. Don't I look terrible? You look fine. God, I support women's rights and I support women's wrongs. I don't support Brooke Schofield, though, because she annoys me. Leave me alone. You're the one who just, you keep it going, just post normally. And yeah, a few TikToks comment sections worth are going to be fill up with people. Then afterwards, people get bored and then they move on to the next thing. Like, grow up a little bit. Honestly, she annoys me so much because she doesn't really deserve her, her popularity. Not really. She didn't have to graft to get there. She got a career handed to her by tanamongeau, and she acts so entitled every step of the way and just really doesn't come across as very nice to her own fucking audience. See, there's another one of her pretending she's unbothered, but clearly is. She did another video talking about her outfit. Comments are fine. The comments are fine. Proving my point. But then she does another video being like 1 week eyelid check-in for those who don't hate my guts. So being unnecessarily antagonistic, right? Which is going to get people's backs up. Not getting over that, just not getting over herself, which is going to get people's backs up. Like, just leave it. Just leave it alone. Like, you bring this upon yourself. She's that fucking meme of like the person who's cycling and then like shoves a stick in the bicycle and then falls off the bicycle, and then she's like, ah. In her specific instance, it's like, ah, how could my audience do this to me? Then there's, oh, so funny. Please, this was literally her excuse for a brow lift. I mean, she's dating a dude who was into teenagers. Are we not surprised? If she put this much effort into pod, maybe they'd see more success. People framing disliking this as hating when it's really just pointing out how sad it is that we're encouraging people to change every little detail about themselves they don't like. So, like, here's also the thing as well. Doing all these tweaks isn't going to make people like you more. So what if we just like spent that money on therapy and working on ourselves instead? Then people might like you more.
Okay, you guys, as you may or may not know, I got my eyelids done a couple weeks ago, like almost 2 weeks ago, and the internet was not having it, okay? I've already kind of exhausted the topic, but like everyone is very upset. It became this huge conversation, and now, you know, everybody's making videos and talking about how plastic surgery has ruined America. Influencers and celebrities have lost the plot. We all look terrible, etc.
Everyone's doing this. Everyone's doing that. I know that Tana talks like that as well, but it's just so annoying. It's so grating because it's like, to be fair to her, there are a lot of videos complaining about this. Like I was looking it up, you know, to prep for this video, and I was quite surprised by just how many people are talking about this. But her being like, everyone's talking about it, of course, because you're that important.
And to be clear, the point is not lost on me, okay? I completely understand what everybody's trying to get across. Doesn't make me want to cut my eyelids off any less. In fact, I'm extremely happy that I did it. Sue me. But I just saw a video of a girl, like, essentially just saying, like, you guys all look horrible. Everybody who has gotten plastic surgery or gets filler or whatever, like, looks disgusting and terrible. And I'm like, you can say, like, the videos about plastic surgery as much as you want, but, like, you are making a video calling people just, like, fucking ugly. You can like disguise it as a video about, you know, the patriarchy and negatively influencing like young people, whatever, but you are still making a video about how a bunch of people are ugly. Like I just saw a video about me with 1 million likes, okay? 1 million likes, and every single comment is about how I look horrible and I've destroyed my face and I'm like uncanny valley and disgusting. Like,
she says this, right? But I was looking for this because I was like, wow, 1 million likes. Can't find it. I can't find a video with 1 million likes where the person is talking about her, Brooke's eyelid surgery, and then the comment section is full of people being like, she's botched, she's disgusting, she's ugly. Can't find it. Could have been taken down, but I can't find it. Should I believe Brooke? This is someone who has self-admitted, right, that they like to go on the internet and live fun. I did find a video with 875,000 likes on TikTok just talking about this, and people weren't calling Brooke ugly or botched or whatever she's claiming. They were just, you know, discussing this and being like, oh, it's sad that Hollywood, da, 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 da. Like it was all quite civil. So it's like, who do I believe? Do I believe there's a mystery video out there of 1 million likes specifically talking about Brooke where everyone's calling her ugly? Or do I believe that there's this other video and she's just twisting it to make herself into a victim?
I don't know. I guess I'd rather have like a frozen forehead than just be like a...
Why not both? Dude, work on your personality instead. Instead of getting all these nips and... Get the nips and tucks if you want, but then we can also, you know... be very hypocritical of me to be like, be a nicer person because I'm not nice in the slightest. But I don't know. She's not very likable. Not a likable person. Don't like her. Not into her. I don't particularly care about what she does with her body, but like, don't cry about it when people have a negative reaction and then double down on it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy, really. Of course, you're going to get more negativity back your way if you're seemingly lying about something to victimize yourself and you're calling people see you next Tuesday. It's very annoying that I can't say the word. I love saying the word. I've said it about like probably like upwards of 20 times today about inanimate objects, but also frozen forehead or see you next Tuesday. Brooke, let's be real. You've got both. There, I said it. Anyway, that's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. I make new videos whenever I feel like it. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, all of that stuff. Follow my main channel as well. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.